What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of the Roots Trail, when I'm just gonna eat mangosteen. Nah, just kidding. That's true. NHB was support my producer support me. Alright, enough of that. Okay, so far I did Little India, Jubilee Walk. These places have obvious heritage point of interest, right? But I bet you guys don't know that Tampines has its own trail as well, right in the heartland. So now you know. Let's go! First recorded in an 1828 map are Tampines. Yes, I pronounced it right. Tampines. I know what you're thinking. Tampines has grown from a rural locale into an award-winning district over the last 2 centuries. So, you guys ready? This is the Tampines Heritage Trail. Alright, the first point of interest brings me to Tampines Central Park. Whoop. Nowadays, parks and green connectors are always part and parcel of new HDB towns. But did you know that Tampines was where the idea of having green corridors first started? Opened in the 1980s, Tampines Central Park was one of the town planning innovations introduced by the Housing and Development Board HDB. Among the distinguishing features of this park are the fruit-themed playgrounds and the shapes of mangosteens and watermelon slices. Designed by HDB architect Miss Leeloy Kweewa, they were inspired by the fruit farms of rural Tampines before the town was developed. Did you know that Tampines Town has also been recognized on an international level? This is our second point of interest. Alright, a United Nations World Habitat Award commemorative sculpture. That's long. Conferred by the United Nations in 1991, the award recognizes the innovative town planning strategies adopted by HDB for Tampines Town. United Nations? Wow! My third point of interest is all too familiar with Singaporeans. It's the town market and food centre. And in Tampines, the Tampines Round Market and Food Centre and its adjacent shop houses are one of the most recognizable landmarks in the area. And there's also this iconic barber shop, alright, which was featured on our Facebook page and garnered so many memories from you guys. And of course, this is a food center. I'm here for all the yummy food. This is what I'm actually here for. After a hearty meal, what's the best after a hearty meal? Lim Kopi. This is where I do my Lim Kopi segment. Alright, and today my trail expert here to Lim Kopi with me is Alvin. Alright. For that, Mr. Producer, can we have our Kopi? Thank you. Careful, it's hot. Alright. Alvin, just to let you know, I'll be cycling from Lorong Halus to Bedok Reservoir later. Alright? So, what are like the interesting fact not mentioned in this episode that the public should know?
Okay, one of the things that I found really cool is that there's actually a deity that originates in Tampines.
Alright,
okay. His name is Hong Xian.
Alright.
His temple has been in Tampines since the mid-1800s, so it's pretty old.
So it's founded there?
Yes, he's founded there.
See, people still go to the temple to worship?
Yes, his temple right now is at Tampines Chinese Temple at Street 21.
Okay.
He's depicted as riding a 3-legged tiger.
Alright.
Which really relates to the history of tigers in Tampines in the past.
Okay, that's interesting. Alright, why don't you tell us more about the religious side though? What's so unique about them?
Another thing that was pretty interesting is that in the past, most of the kampongs around here in the east, they would have a surau, which is a small prayer house.
Okay.
When these kampongs were being redeveloped in the 70s and the 80s, most of the suraus had to move out of the kampongs. And they actually came together, contributed funds towards the building of a mosque in Tampines, which is Masjid Darul Gufran, of course.
Oh,
so if you go to the Gufran Mosque today, there's your kampong heritage right there.
So Actually, there's something interesting about, I heard about this thing called like the Tampines cluster or like the religious cluster.
Yes.
What's this about?
This is a row of temples along Tampines Link.
Okay.
And in particular, there's one called the Untitled Temple.
Okay.
And what's interesting about this temple is that it actually houses deities from different religions.
Okay.
So you got Tua Pek Kong from Taoism,
Alright.
you got Ganesha from Hinduism,
Okay.
and there's Datuk Kong, which is a uniquely Malayan deity.
It's always nice having like a trail expert in the Lim Kopi segment. I think it's time to say thank you, Elvin,
you, Aaron.
and it's time for me to go cycling. And the recommended trail for this cycling route is covering a lot of green spaces in Tampines, and I'm starting from Lorong Halus wetlands. Right, here we go! Formerly the site of the Serangoon Sludge Treatment Works, established by the British in 1941, the centre treated sewage and night soil until 1987. This area was also used as a landfill with rubbish mounds once reaching as high as 10 stories. It was only in the 2000s that the site was rehabilitated and transformed into a wetland. Well, what do you know? Land and nature can also be rehabilitated. Wow, I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm too old for this. But lucky I'm not the oldest. My producer is the oldest. Hey. Alright, okay, I'm at my 5th point of interest and also the end of my cycling trail. Alright, which incidentally passes by most of the point of interest which Alvin, the trail expert, mentioned earlier. During the 1960s, there were more than 20 quarries in Tampines which provided sand for the construction of the HDB flats across Singapore. Most of these quarries were filled in when Tampines Town was built in 1980s, but 2 remain. One can be found along Tampines Avenue 10, and the other is now turned into a reservoir, now known as Bedok Reservoir. Right, the reservoir was completed in the year 1986, and today a popular destination for water sports, fishing, cyclists and joggers. I even heard they actually held water sport competition over here for the Wakeboard World Cup in 2007. That's awesome! And there's even a forest adventure course over here. Not sure if they have a harness that will fit me. Okay, and with that, I end this episode of the Roots Trail. Remember to show some love by liking and sharing on our Facebook page. To the next episode, peace!